Ripsaw is coming back to the Alton Towers Resort. Maybe.
Hi friends, today we're here to talk about the latest ride project coming to Alton Towers. So for those of you who don't know, Ripsaw was a Huss topspin that was located in Forbidden Valley and was opened in 1997. Now this ride was such an amazing ride for most Alton Towers fans, especially myself. It was one of the most scariest, spinniest rides that I did back in 97, 98, you know, when I was a little bit younger. And it really was menacing. It was such a menacing ride to look at. It was really, really well themed. And yeah, it was one of those rides where you were like, I will do it, I will do it, I will do it. But yeah, it was just amazing. It was basically just a simple flat ride. You can get these on, they are on the fair circuit as well. There are numerous parks around Europe that do have them. Chestnut World of Adventure used to have one, and they were just flat rides that were themed up so well, and they just fit into theme parks so well.
Yeah, so funnily enough, you just said how menacing it looked. For that reason, I never rode it.
Did you ever see it?
Yeah, of course I saw it.
Yeah, so you were there and you did see it.
Yeah. We went to the park together in that time.
Did we?
Yeah.
What, before it had gone?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. But okay.
Numerous times.
Oh.
I think it closed in 2017? 2015.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely went together in that time.
No.
But yeah, I never rode it for that reason. I don't do very well with spinny, and I could see the way that the kind of weight was distributed. Since having done one now, because we did one in
Wallaby, Belgium.
yeah. I can't remember what that one's called.
I can't, but there'll be a shot of it overlaid over this.
Yeah. So the one that you're probably seeing now.
Yeah, or the one that you've probably just seen. Yeah. So I will overlay that so you can see exactly what this ride. If you don't know what it is, exactly what this ride is, what it looks like, and basically how it operates.
Because I was worried that it was going to make me sick, but it's a different kind of sensation. And actually, it was a lot more fun than I was expecting it to be. So now I'm annoyed that I never got a chance to do it, considering how well themed it was. Yeah,
so just going off Ripsaw a little bit, just going on to that one at Wallaby, Belgium, it wasn't as well themed as what Ripsaw was.
No.
It didn't operate as good a cycle as what Ripsaw did.
No.
And the fountains that they had plumbed in weren't working. No. So with Ripsaw, it had some it had a little pond in front of it, and it had some some water jets or whatever all plumbed in, didn't it? And the water jets sprayed up, and it, you know, when the gondola came over and things like that, the water jets used to spray up to like almost your face, and sometimes it used to hit your face. Not always. It was quite a teasing thing they used to do with it as well. But yeah, it was all very well done. And then of course you've got Talakan at Phantasialand,
which is very well themed.
Very well themed. Probably the best themed one I've ever seen. I think, to be quite honest. But yeah, you've got that one there, and that one's actually got fire effects on it as well.
Yeah, that one's really cool.
So that one's really cool.
Where was the Tomb Raider one? There was a Tomb Raider one, wasn't there?
There was a Tomb Raider one, and that was in the US. And
because I always wanted to see that one. That one was well cool.
And it was at, comment below if you know, but I'm going to remember in a minute. It was at Kings Island, I want to say. Kings Island, am I right?
I've got no idea. One of them.
I think it was owned by Paramount at the time. I think it was Paramount Parks at the time.
Oh, maybe.
And I feel like it was Kings Island or King's Dominion.
One of the kings.
One of the kings.
One of the kings.
Either Island or Dominion. I'm sure it was. Comment below if you know the answer to that. But yeah, there was one there as well. But they're really good rides, and I think especially Ripsaw, because it was opened, it was part of like the Nemesis family in a way, wasn't it? It was part of that kind of, you know, Forbidden Valley and things like that. It really became just a statement, I think, of Alton Towers life in a way. It became part of the furniture at Alton Towers, and I think most Alton Towers fans missed it when it closed. And what was a shame was when it closed as well is that I don't think we were ever really given any kind it wasn't given any kind of a send off.
No,
it was just kind
it
of
just disappeared.
It just went. Yeah, it's broken, and now we're getting rid. It's not coming back. Kind of a situation, wasn't it? So it's a bit of a shame that happened, really.
Yeah.
So I don't think any fans of it or any fans of Alton Towers managed to say goodbye to it. So I think everyone's still kind of like, oh, we miss Ripsaw, kind of a thing. So yeah, Ripsaw was an amazing flat ride, and that's coming from me, who is not a massive flat ride
people.
Not really. A Huss top spin I like the gyro swings,
I love gyro
but
swings.
yeah, not a massive flat ride fan. But I think when a flat ride is installed properly, permanently, and it's themed really well, that helps me enjoy.
Yeah, definitely.
That helps me enjoy that flat ride a lot more.
I think that's why, for me, I didn't really like the Retro Squad, because they weren't themed.
Yeah, so mention the Retro Squad, that moves on to the next point very, very nicely. So Ripsaw used to occupy the area in Forbidden Valley where Funk and Fly was the last 3 years. So when they took Ripsaw out, they put, was it Forbidden? What do you call that? Forbidden. It was like a game, wasn't it? I think
Total Wipeout.
Yeah, wasn't it really? Yeah, I think they basically gave the area to the games people, because you had to pay to use it.
Yeah, it was a games thing.
Yeah, so you went on the. Yeah, so it was a games thing. It's pay to use it, and you basically, it was Total Wipeout basically.
And
then after that, I think there was a show there for a season. I don't think I ever
we
watched.
went, or at least when we did go that season, that was never on. So whether it was like a weekends thing, or we didn't go the weekend, or whatever.
I don't know. It used Ripsaw's backdrop anyway, and it was a bit kind of like, well, this is a nice show. I'm sure this is a lovely show, but where's that ride gone? So, and then after that, they then, obviously the Retro Squad went in, and Funk and Fly occupied that space then for the next 3 years. Obviously then last year we found out that the Retro Squad would go in, and Funk and Fly left the resort. And then in February, a planning application went in for Alton Towers to make some permanent changes to the area and install a permanent flat ride. So I don't really mind what flat ride goes in. I'm just excited to see a permanent themed flat ride go in.
Yeah,
that's
me too.
fine. I'm happy with that. So that's great. Good to see that they're putting those permanent flat rides in, or starting to, let's say. And put those permanent flat rides in.
Because as much as we've just said that we're not really flat ride people, it is something that we kind of miss from that, isn't it? The kind of day.
Yeah, and there's different reasons for it. I like sometimes that I don't have to go on a coaster all the time, that I can go on something else.
Yeah, which is why we also like dark rides.
Yeah, I also like having something else to film. So when I'm going out on a day, or I'm taking photos, or I'm filming, sometimes it's just nice to be able to film a really good flat ride, a really well themed flat ride, and go, oh, that looks good on the camera.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just nice to have something else to film and something else to look at, if I'm being completely honest. And I think we found that when we went to Park Asterix.
Yeah, we did.
Because when I went down near to Tatis, I couldn't stop filming the flat rides and stuff around. I was just like, they look so good.
Yeah,
so
it's cool.
Because they had a nebula down there, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop filming it. I just thought it looked amazing. So sometimes it's just nice to have something else to look at, if I'm being completely honest. And it also, as well, when you think about it from a park operations point of view, it just kind of pulls people away from those coasters all the time as well, and gives them something else to ride, basically. Shoos people off into other directions, gives them more to do. So really, really happy about this application going in. So moving on to Project Ocean. What is Project Ocean?
Project Ocean is the latest project name for the ride that is replacing Ripsaw.
Is it? Well, it's not replacing Ripsaw.
Replacing Funk and Fly.
Ripsaw has been replaced.
Replacing Funk and Fly.
So basically, they're changing the area over there, and by the look of the plans, it looks like they want to put a building in and then put a pathway underneath that building.
Yeah.
And then put the ride
on top of the building.
On top of that building.
It's very cool.
It is very cool. It's very interesting. The queue looks like it's going around the back of it, I think, from what I can make out, or like the sides and the back. So the queue will be kind of tucked away towards the back where all the trees and stuff are.
Yeah, so from what I'm seeing, it looks as though the queue will be there, where Ripsaw stood.
Yeah.
And then you'll go up steps
Yeah.
onto the ride, and then you'll go down steps, but you'll come off. So currently, where the two tiers are, you'll come off almost next to the like terrace bit of the coffee shop.
Yeah, I think so. From what I can make out the plans, and who's to say that the plans won't change slightly?
Yeah, of course.
You know, during building and things like that. But yeah, that's how it's looking. So
that's where we're up to with it at the moment, isn't it? That's pretty much as we know. The reason that we said maybe, and that it might be Ripsaw coming back, is that finally there's a lot of speculation at the moment, isn't there, that it could be a Huss Topspin replacement.
yeah,
and actually public consultation on the planning application closed last week.
on the 1st of April. Yeah.
Yeah, so last week.
last Monday.
Yeah,
Although I don't know when this video is going to go out, so
at this moment in time it's a week.
the 1st. Yeah, as of recording, it was a week ago.
Yeah, so it's really, really exciting to see what could potentially be going, and it's great to see the kind of speculation and the excitement around the project. I think a lot of Alton Towers fans have been missing a permanent flat ride
Yeah,
in the resort, because even Enterprise has gone now.
yeah.
So that is something that's really lacking at the moment, I think.
You think people miss those kind of things? Think people miss those flat rides?
I don't miss Enterprise. But yeah, I think people do. There was a lot of people that liked Enterprise. It's not, again, the sensation, not for me, but a lot of people do. And I do think that, yeah, especially if you're somebody who maybe you don't live close enough to go to Alton Towers all the time, so you spend a lot of time at fairgrounds, there were definitely people like that who love flat rides, and I think miss them from an offering where there isn't many.
I think that the Retro Squad made it quite clear that people like flat rides.
Yeah, I think so too.
If they're the right ones,
Yeah.
and if they fit in with the park's offering.
Yeah.
I think there was one or two of the Retro Squad rides where I don't think they fit very well. Where they probably belong on a fairground, really.
Yeah,
they didn't fit very well, and I think that was evident by people riding them. But then there was some that did really well.
Yeah.
So I think that, you know, they definitely have a place. I just think that at a premium resort like Alton Towers, they need to be themed in with the rest of it. Just the same way that Disney do, they need to be themed in with the rest of everything else. They need to make sense.
Yeah.
And with the Retro Squad, yes, we knew they were temporary anyway, so we knew all of that. But they didn't. But they were. It was too obvious that they were temporary, I think.
Yeah, I agree. So for anybody that doesn't know, the Retro Squad were 4 travelling flat rides.
Yeah.
There's 4. And yeah, they were basically travelling flat rides, all the kind of LED fairground lights on there and stuff, weren't they? And they played rock music.
Yeah.
So
it's like they had their own theme.
Yeah,
within the lands.
Alton Towers themed them effectively as
Their own thing.
80s Transformers.
Yeah.
That was how the advertising was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It felt like an episode of Transformers, the cartoon,
Yeah.
where they all like came and landed. So yeah, that's what the Retro Squad were, and this is what one of them will be replacing. But yeah, I do think that I think that that's quite clear. And I also think that if you look at places like Thorpe Park, can't remember what the land's called, where all the flat rides are. If you look at that area, it's always busy.
Yeah.
Some of the longest queues in the park can be for the rides down there, Vortex and things like that. So I think, yeah, it's quite clear that people do like a flat ride offering. The question is, what do you think could be going in that area? So obviously, as I said, a lot of people are speculating that it is going to be a Huss Topspin and that it's literally just going to be a replacement. What do you think it could be?
Well, looking at the height of what the planned application is, looking at the height of what Ripsaw was, they're very, very similar, almost the same. So it's looking potentially like it's going to be another Huss Topspin. My question to you with that though would be, how does Alton Towers as a resort, how do they remarket something that they've already had? Now you might say, oh, but they've just replaced all the track to Nemesis and they've just remarketed that. Yes, they have. And what they've done with that is, yes, okay, they've replaced the track, but to remarket it, they've not changed the story, but they've enhanced the story, and they've given us some new theming elements, and they've changed a few things so that they can remarket that ride.
Yeah.
Can they really go ahead now and put a flat ride in that we've already marketed in 1997, put that flat ride in and literally remarket a roller coaster that they've already had in, and then remarket a flat ride as well that they've already had in?
Very good question.
Can they do that? Comment below, what do you think? Can they do that? Is that the right thing to do? Are they likely to do that? The answer, I don't know the answer, but I'm going to go on and say that it could potentially be a Huss top spin, but I think it might have some customization to it.
Okay.
So I think, because Alton Towers are very, very well known for going out there, thinking outside the box and doing something a bit different,
Yeah.
and, you know, world firsts and all this kind of thing, you know. So have they gone to the manufacturer and said, we want this, but can we do this to make it different? Can we do this to customize it to our own requirements? Yeah, I think we could be looking at like something a bit custom, potentially.
Maybe.
Other options, I don't know, what do you think?
Do you think that we could maybe see something like we've seen in Tornado Springs at, why has the name of the park just gone out of my head?
Paulton's Park.
Paulton's Park. Do you think that maybe we could see something like that, like a smaller gyro swing?
Well, that's interesting you say that, because I would love a gyro swing at Alton Towers.
Me too.
I wouldn't mind a Nebula at Alton Towers, although I am now listing all the flat rides that Drayton Manor have.
Yes.
So
The likelihood of that.
yeah, the likelihood of that, because they're at a park an hour away, potentially the marketing aspect of those rides is not going to be as strong, because a park an hour away has them already, or has those. But then again, you could say, well, if Alton Towers put their own theme and spin on it,
Yeah.
spin on it,
Spin on it.
you know, then maybe they could market them, because you could say Alton Towers has got a different clientele and a different reach to what Drayton Manor has. So
Do you think we're going to see the same theme as there was previously, as in these are the tools that have uncovered Nemesis?
I definitely think it will be a Nemesis theme. I definitely think it'll have phalanx all over it.
Yeah, I do
definitely
too.
think that. I'm trying not to leak into another video here that we're going to do now either, but could we see the entirety of Forbidden Valley over the next couple of years change into the phalanx? As
Maybe.
in, could this theme roll on for another few years and engulf Galactica as well? So the whole of Forbidden Valley becomes this whole like phalanx
That could be very
Nemesis
cool.
thing.
That's for the video.
And yeah, that is for the video. Is this, you know, is the Nemesis thing, is the thing that's just opened this year, is that just stage 1? Stage 2 now is this flat ride. Stage 3 is to take Galactica in as well.
Maybe.
Anyway, that's another video that's coming up on the channel soon,
Already
so
said
I'm
too
not going to
much.
talk too, but I have already said too much. Phalanx aren't listening. But yeah, so other options then that we could have here. Could we have a gyro swing? Probably not. I think it's too tall.
For a giant one, yeah.
Oh, you wouldn't get a giant one in there. Go above tree height, there's no
Yeah.
way. So we could have a mini one in there, but is that Alton Towers enough
Maybe not.
to do that? Could have a Nebula in there again. They're nice rides.
Slow
They're
loading.
slow to load, but they are nice rides, and they do have a nice feeling when you ride them.
Yeah, they do. They are good fun.
It's a very, very family orientated ride.
I think that's the thing as well. It's going to be family orientated. I think.
You think?
I don't.
Rather than like a thrill.
I don't think we're going to see. What was the one called? Called Slammer or something.
Where?
Down by next to Oblivion. That awful thing.
Slammer? No.
What's it
It's
called?
Submission.
Submission. I don't know where I got Slammer from.
You got that from Thorpe Park.
Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah, I don't think we'd see anything like Submission.
Okay.
I don't think.
No, I don't think you'll see anything like Submission either.
No.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to put another top spinning like Ripsaw, is then the offering in Forbidden Valley too much?
Yeah.
Is there nothing for families in that area? Is there nothing for little kids up there? I mean, I know you've got the Blade. I always forget that's there. I know you've got the Blade sat there, but is to put something a bit bigger in like that, is that just too much? Are we looking at something like a Nebula with some cool effects around it.
So my thoughts on that are that we're going to see something that, for people that maybe are too young or too short or are intimidated by Nemesis, we're going to see something that, while their older teenage sibling and dad go on Nemesis, maybe their other parent and them and their younger siblings can go on whatever this flat ride is. Do you think Ripsaw was that?
No.
No, I don't either, which is what's making me think maybe it's not going to be Ripsaw.
Okay.
Maybe. Unless we see it, like you said, on a more customised level, or something that is themed in a different way.
What would you like to see?
Well, we've already said a gyro swing. I would like to see, I do like Nebula. Potentially, I don't know what options we would have for this. Potentially something that incorporated water, because I don't really feel like there aren't any water rides at Alton Towers really, are there, anymore? Flume's gone.
Yeah, just river rapids.
Yeah, so maybe something like that. In terms of, I've never visited a park with a flat ride that incorporates water, but I know that they exist. Potentially like to see a wave swinger, but I don't think that'll ever happen. That could be cool though. Elevated, like the one at Chessington with the water thing. That's what your wild process that I was talking about.
I couldn't think what you were talking about. Yeah, that. Oh, okay.
I'm wondering if the two theming elements that are on the plan each side could be something water
that sprays water out, or that's interesting. So we're looking at maybe like a wave swinger kind of thing. So a bit like at Chessington with the monkey swinger, and Drake Manor has got one as well.
Drake Manor has got one.
Yeah, you could sprint out like that, and then the two theme elements have like some kind of maybe water spraying elements or something in them.
Could be cool.
That's quite a family orientated thing, isn't it? I wonder how tall they are. I'm interested to have a look now and see how tall they are. Could that be something that's going in? That's very family orientated.
It is. What would you like to see?
Well, now you've said that.
I thought about that this morning.
If I'm being completely honest, as much as I loved Ripsaw and I thought it was brilliant, maybe something family orientated, like you've just said. Something family orientated with some really good effects around it, or something like some really fun effects around it that can be themed in with the Phalanx and with, Forbidden Valley the way it is. Interesting. But yeah, so there we go. That's what we would like to see. What are your thoughts on this? What kind of things would you like to see in that area? What do you think of what we've said? Comment below and let us know. We're really interested to see what other people think. It'd be really great to get some conversation started around this. We do answer all of our comments as well, so it'd be really nice to get some comments from people, and we can have a bit of a discussion around it. It'd be great. We have no official announcement from the park on this yet. This is all just from planning applications that are available to me. We've not dug around anywhere. These planning applications are available on the council's website. You can just pull them out and read them for yourselves, because it is public documentation. So no announcement from the park of what's happening with that. No announcement from the park of when this will be completed by. I think the fact that the planning application's only just gone in, and looking at the application, it still hasn't actually been accepted yet.
No, it hasn't.
It will get accepted. I guarantee this will get accepted. But yeah, officially it hasn't been accepted yet. But yeah, so no opening date for this at all. But yeah, like I said, as the application hasn't got that far, it's not going to be this year, it's going to be for 2025.
I think this is 2025.
What we're seeing on the application now, where it comes to like where they want to change the pathway and they want to build something over the pathway, the amount of disruption this will cause during the park open, this is going to be done over winter.
Yeah, I think
This is
so.
definitely a winter project, and it'll be there and probably ready. The ride hardware will all get delivered over winter, and it'll be ready for opening, I think, in 2025. So yeah, so we'll definitely follow along with this application and with this construction as best we can.
So if you did enjoy this video about our Disney doings and theme park shenanigans, please give the video a like, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.